4 players, 1 historic night. What happens when superstar player Caitlin Clark brings out the best in Lexie Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston? The Indiana Fever just gave us a glimpse into basketball's future, and it's got everyone talking. This is the story of how the Fever Fab Four was born, and the historic game that brought it all together. Picture this, September 8th, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The air's thick with excitement as fans pack the arena. 17,000 strong. They know something big's about to go down. After coming from that tough loss against the Minnesota Lynx, their first after that incredible post-Olympics break run, the Fever are facing the Atlanta Dream. But this isn't just another game. It's the night when 4 incredible talents are about to click in a way no one saw coming. Clark, the once-in-a-generation talent. Hull, the red-hot sharpshooter finding her groove. Mitchell, the seasoned vet hungry for success. Boston, the young center ready to dominate. 4 different paths. 1 electric moment, 1 historic game. What made this night so special? How did these 4 turn into an unstoppable force? Get ready for a story of transformation, teamwork, and a glimpse into the future of Fever basketball. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? This was a night etched in history. The record-breaking night they together became the Fever Fab Four.
The resilience. How much has that built up even in the last month about this team?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest ways we've improved over the course of the year, especially since probably a little bit before the Olympic break, and then definitely here in the second half. So I'm proud of our group.
Rewind to early 2024. The Fever were in shambles, limping to a 1-win, 8-loss start. Fast forward to September, and they're shocking the basketball world. What happened behind the scenes to transform this team from cellar dwellers to playoff contenders? The Indiana Fever's journey from the bottom of the league to basketball's hottest ticket is a tale of perseverance, growth, and unexpected chemistry. At the start of the 2024 season, the Fever looked like a team still searching for its identity. With a roster full of potential but lacking cohesion, they struggled to find their footing, dropping game after game. We'll talk about that historic game against the Atlanta Dream in a bit. But first, a quick look at the individual journeys of the Fab Four.
Sisters, Thomas knocks it away. Lexie Hull has to fire, and why not? Come on!
Lexie Hull, the red-hot sharpshooter with ice in her veins, coming from a great college career at Stanford, was ice cold. Her early season shooting woes had fans and analysts questioning her place in the lineup, but Hull wasn't about to give up. She put in the work day after day until everything clicked in a breakout game against the Seattle Storm on August 18th. That night, Hull caught fire, giving us a glimpse of the player she was about to become.
I mean, Aliyah is probably one of the hardest working players that I've ever been around. She is, everything about her. Wants to be better, wants to be great, and she does not take any of that for granted. I mean, she works at her craft, and when you do that, a lot of times basketball will repay you, and this is one of the ways.
Meanwhile, Aliyah Boston, the first overall pick in 2023, was shouldering the weight of immense expectations. Coming into a struggling team that only won 5 games prior is never easy, and Boston felt that pressure with every rebound and missed opportunity. But as the season progressed, we saw flashes of brilliance. A dominant block here, a smooth post move there. Boston was finding her footing in the pro game, slowly but surely.
Kelsey Mitchell is, she's special, she's unique, she's one of the fastest players on the court all the time. You get her in any type of actions where it's her speed that's going to get her open, you can scheme for it. She's gonna be able to get a touch.
Kelsey Mitchell's story with the Fever reads like a roller coaster ride. 7 years of ups and downs, mostly downs, would break most players. But not Mitchell. She kept pushing, kept believing, even when the wins were hard to come by. Her resilience was about to pay off in ways she couldn't have imagined.
And Caitlin knows where Aliyah Boston's gonna be. Aliyah Boston knows where Caitlin's gonna be.
Enter Caitlin Clark, the phenom with a humble swagger that could light up an entire arena, and the faces of everyone watching on the court or in front of the screen. From the moment she stepped onto the court, something changed. There was a spark, a renewed energy that spread through the team like wildfire. Clark's arrival wasn't just about her individual talent. It was the missing piece that would unlock the potential of everyone around her.
Caitlin and Aliyah have almost a poetic pick-and-roll action going all the time. Caitlin can already find her teammates, but just the fluidity between her and Aliyah, it's like they're on a different wavelength now.
As the season wore on, we started to see glimpses of something special brewing in Indiana. Hull's confidence grew with each three-pointer. Boston began to dominate the paint with increasing regularity. Mitchell found new life playing alongside Clark, their styles complementing each other perfectly. Clark herself was the spark that lit the flame, but not just because of her highlight reel plays. It was the way she elevated her teammates, finding them in spots they didn't even know they were open. She had a sixth sense for the game that was infectious. As the individual pieces started to fall into place, the Fever began to look less like a collection of talented players and more like a cohesive unit. The struggles of early 2024 weren't forgotten. They were fuel for the fire that was about to ignite. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Look at this. These are the top 3 scorers in the WNBA since the women brought home gold in the Olympics a few weeks ago. 2 of the members are of the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell.
The struggles of early 2024 had forged a team ready for change, but no one could have foreseen the seismic shift about to rock the WNBA. What if I told you that a mid-season break would be the catalyst for one of the most remarkable turnarounds in basketball history? The team had shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency remained elusive. Little did anyone know that this pause in the WNBA season would become the launchpad for an incredible transformation. During the break, something magical happened. The Fever didn't just rest, they regrouped, refocused, and most importantly, they bonded. Away from the pressure of game day, these young talents found common ground, shared dreams, and a collective hunger for success. When the league resumed, it was like watching a completely different team take the court. Lexie Hull, once struggling to find her shot, emerged as the three-point threat we always knew she could be. Her accuracy from beyond the arc skyrocketed, leaving defenders scrambling and crowds in awe. By the time the dust settled, Hull had claimed the title of the league's most accurate three-point shooter, hitting an astounding 70% of her attempts during the second half of the season.
Lexie Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue!
But Hull wasn't the only one setting the league on fire. The dynamic duo of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell turned into a scoring inferno, averaging almost 25 points per game each after the break. Their complementary styles created a backcourt nightmare for opponents. Clark's uncanny court vision opened up shots for Mitchell that simply didn't exist before, while Mitchell's scoring threat gave Clark more room to orchestrate the offense. But it wasn't just about their individual brilliance. The real magic happened in the way they elevated each other's game.
You can feed off the energy, not just from the crowd, but knowing that people are coming in ready to go.
Mitchell shot out of a cannon and through trap.
Clark's arrival had already injected new life into the team, but post-Olympic break, her impact reached new heights. Her playmaking ability wasn't just creating opportunities for Mitchell, it was unlocking the potential of the entire roster. Aliyah Boston, in particular, found herself on the receiving end of pinpoint passes that led to easy buckets. The chemistry between Clark and Boston in the pick and roll became a thing of beauty, leaving opposing defenses scrambling.
She knows how to lay it out on a dime. Her court vision is impeccable, and now her teammates are ready to catch the ball. They trust she's going to get it where it needs to be. But y'all, the favorite part of my game from Caitlin Clark is this behind the back pass. Come on now.
Come on.
I love it. I love it. And that wasn't just one time. She does that on a frequent and drops it right there. Perfect to Aliyah Boston.
So let me just sprinkle in, because you mentioned AB. 2 of those highlights, I believe, were a Clark-Boston connection. Those 2 have been the second best scoring duo in the league behind Asia Wilson and Jackie Young.
As the wins started piling up, you could see the confidence growing. Each game, the Fever looked more cohesive, more in sync. They weren't just playing basketball, they were creating art on the hardwood. The struggles of early 2024 felt like a distant memory, as this young core began to realize just how good they could be together. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse shifted too. Fans who had endured years of rebuilding suddenly found themselves witnessing the birth of something special. The buzz around the team grew with each passing game, and whispers of a potential playoff berth, something that seemed laughable just months earlier, began to circulate. All of this growth, all of this potential, was building towards something big. As the Fever prepared to face the Atlanta Dream, there was a palpable sense that we were on the cusp of witnessing history. The pieces were in place, the momentum was building, and the stage was set for a night that would etch itself into WNBA lore.
And you mentioned the crowd, this atmosphere. I can see the fans, I can feel the energy, but put us into your shoes. What does it feel like out there?
this. I mean, hearing them cheer every possession, hearing them talk to you when you're shooting the ball like you got this, like it is exactly what we need every single night. And so I'm just thankful for them.
September 8th, 2024. A date that would soon be etched into the minds of basketball fans everywhere. As the ball tipped off between the Fever and the Dream, little did anyone know they were about to witness the emergence of a force so powerful, it would change the landscape of women's basketball for years to come. The atmosphere in Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric. 17,000 fans packed the arena, their energy palpable as they sensed something special was about to unfold. The Fever, riding high on their post-Olympic break momentum, were ready to prove themselves against a tough Atlanta Dream team. From the opening whistle, it was clear this wasn't just another game. Caitlin Clark, the freshman sensation, took control early. Her court vision was otherworldly, finding teammates in spots they didn't even know they were open. As the game progressed, Clark's impact grew. She wasn't just scoring. She was orchestrating a symphony of basketball brilliance.
Look, she came into the WNBA with great expectations. We witnessed her become the most impactful player that we've seen in a generation. And it's a combination of both on and off the court. Off the court, attendance, viewership. On the court, her prolific scoring and also assists. Guess what? At the end of her rookie campaign, we can say the same damn thing, y'all, about what she has accomplished. It's amazing.
By the final buzzer, Clark had racked up 26 points and 12 assists. But it wasn't just the numbers that were impressive. It was the way she made it look effortless, weaving through defenders and launching impossible shots that somehow found nothing but net. With this performance, Clark solidified her place in WNBA history, becoming the fastest player ever to reach 300 assists and the first to record both 100 three-pointers and 300 assists in a single season, alongside 700 points. But Clark wasn't the only Fever player making waves that night. Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran guard who had weathered years of rebuilding, was on fire. She continued her streak of 20-plus point games, showcasing the scoring touch that had made her a fan favorite. This game marked her 16th such performance of the season, a testament to her consistency and improvement alongside Clark.
Fun to watch. Plays the game low to high, always ready to fire.
As the game wore on, it became clear that we were witnessing something truly special. Lexie Hull, once struggling to find her shot, was now a sharpshooter extraordinaire. Her three-point accuracy had become legendary, and this game was no exception. With each swish of the net, Hull further cemented her position as the league's most accurate long-range threat. In fact, it was during this game that Hull officially claimed the three-point accuracy record for the season.
Mitchell inside, good find, Fag Benley, cross-court pass, hole is open, and hits a three!
In the paint, Aliyah Boston was having a career night of her own. The young center, who had shown flashes of brilliance throughout the season, was now dominating on both ends of the court. Her 30 points and 13 rebounds were more than just impressive stats. They were a statement. Boston had arrived, and she was here to stay. Her career night and career play sealed the win for the Fever.
2 words. Aliyah Boston, baby. Then I got 3 words. Bow, bow, bow!
What made this game truly historic wasn't just the individual performances, it was the way these 4 players came together. The chemistry between Clark and Mitchell in the backcourt was electric. They seemed to know where the other would be before they even moved, creating scoring opportunities out of thin air. Hull's sharpshooting spread the floor, giving Clark and Mitchell more room to operate. And when defenses collapsed to stop the perimeter assault, Boston was there to dominate inside. As the final seconds ticked away, the scoreboard told the tale. Fever 104, Dream 100. But the numbers only told part of the story. This wasn't just a win. It was a coming-out party for a group that would soon be known as the Fever Fab Four. The impact of this game resonated far beyond the final score. It was the moment when 4 individual talents coalesced into something greater than the sum of their parts. Clark's playmaking and shooting, Mitchell's slashing and scoring, Hull's sharpshooting, and Boston's inside dominance. When combined, they formed a fabulous 4 that seemed unstoppable.
Win celebration has been really catching on with your teammates, your coaches, and the fans. Could we get a little bow, bow, bow to walk it off?
Bow, bow, bow.
Appreciate it, thank you.
The Indiana Fever's transformation from underdogs to playoff contenders is nothing short of remarkable. Led by the Fever Fab Four, this team has captured the hearts of basketball fans everywhere. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse is electric, with sellout crowds becoming the norm. But this is just the beginning. As the season ends, the Fever Fab Four are poised to make some serious noise in the coming years. Clark's playmaking, Mitchell's scoring, Hull's sharpshooting, and Boston's dominance in the paint form a combination that keeps opponents up at night. While the future looks bright, there's still work to be done. Improving player safety and fair officiating are crucial to let this talented core reach their full potential. But one thing's for sure, that historic game against the Atlanta Dream wasn't just a flash in the pan. It was the birth of something special, possibly the start of a new dynasty in women's basketball. And the best part? It's only just begun. Like, subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.